In today's video, I want to do a video that I wish someone would have done for me back when I was first starting my heating and air business. There are a lot of gurus and coaches out of there. They all have their way of squeezing every little bit of money that you can out of your customers. And I'm going to do a video that's maybe a little different. I'm going to talk about how to grow a business healthy, a business where the folks keep calling you back and that you can create a very good living off of. And who am I? My name is Josh. I owned a heating and air business for 11 years that grew every single year I was in business by implementing some of the simple things that I'm going to cover in this video. So I'm going to cover 5 tips for growing a small business, HVAC business. In my case, you may have a different type of business, but I still think these things will apply. And number 1 is word of mouth advertising is a good friend of yours. A lot of folks talk about that and they know that. Obviously, it's the best form of advertising. But what a lot of folks don't talk about is the fact that you can do a good job, especially in a small town, and word will get around quick, or you can do a bad job in a small town and word will get around quick. So I think knowing that should play a big role in a lot of the decisions you make, how you treat people, not just on the job site, but just in general. If you're at a gas pump and you're in your company vehicle and you reach over and meet someone's eyes with a smile, or out and about and you're just being friendly to folks in uniform, you just happen to be wearing your jacket that has your company name on it and you're just a friendly individual. Word of mouth advertising can come in many forms. And the other thing I'll touch on that is today, obviously, we have something that we didn't have 20 years ago when I got into this trade, which is things on the internet that play a big role in advertising. So websites that you can leave reviews on. A lot of guys don't talk enough about how important those reviews are. And there's all kinds of software that'll chase people and get 5-star reviews for you. And I think those are good, but having someone genuinely sit down and leave you a good review that they write out what their experience was like, that's like the best word of mouth advertising that you can have. Someone leaving a story of an interaction that they had with you and that 5-star review and other folks reading that, that is the best form of word of mouth advertising today with today's technologies. Number 2 is be honest. And I know that should be pretty cut and dry. That should be pretty simple, but in a trade where we're constantly being taught, at least I worked at companies where we were taught how to maybe massage things and maybe not be quite so honest about things. Maybe don't call that part what it's called because they can Google that, or other things in our trade where maybe it's not necessarily a lie, but it could be considered as dishonest. And I think that if a customer were to get wind of you not being fully truthful about something, there is nothing worse that could hurt your business, especially when we're talking about word of mouth advertising and word getting around quick. And I think of all the different things that could say hurt your relationship with a customer, things like maybe they didn't like your price on something, maybe you repaired something and they would have liked more for their money. Maybe they would have liked a full readout of all the readings and all of that for their money, or whatever. They're not happy with something. Most of those things, even if it were to say even sever that relationship, wouldn't necessarily lead to a burnt bridge in all cases. The second they catch you being dishonest, now moving forward, even if every little thing you ever told them was true up until that point, moving forward, they're not going to believe a single thing you say. So just be honest about things. Take pictures of things so you can show them that you're being honest. Hey, here's what I'm seeing. Hey, this isn't even heating and air related, but I happen to be in your crawl space and I took a picture of this or that you should know about. Being open, honest, and transparent. A lot of guys in our trade don't like it when a customer is over their shoulder, for example. They'll talk about raising their rates because they dislike it so much. For me, I actually enjoyed it, at least with most of our customers. I liked a customer that was engaged and gave me the opportunity to show them how honest I was going to be and show them what I'm doing here and there. It also always gave me an ability to create a connection with that customer. So be honest, be transparent with what you're doing. And that leads into number 3, which is a lot of coaches and gurus in our trade are teaching you things on how to squeeze every last nickel out of that customer. In a lot of cases, those coaches are squeezing every last nickel they can out of you. And there's all kinds of tactics and things that they'll show you how to do that. I think that if you are being dishonest or if you are squeezing in some way, then your rates are probably too low and you're not being paid what you're worth to start with. So most customers will appreciate a good contractor that's going to be honest and upfront with them. that takes care of their home as if it were their own, treats them like family, so much so that they will pay a premium price for a premium service. The problem is they don't receive premium service very often, and it's frustrating for the homeowner. And so back to these tactics of squeezing every last nickel out of them, I don't think squeezing is necessary if you're doing things properly. If you're providing a good premium service, squeezing isn't necessary. You don't have to figure out how to sell that next product to a company that upsell. You don't have to learn how to do any of that because you're already charging what you're worth, and what you're worth is directly connected to the service that you're offering, which is a very high quality service. And if you're not offering a high quality service, then none of my advice is going to help you anyway. I'm talking to the folks that do things the correct way. They don't cut corners, and they treat the customer the way that customer expects to be treated. Number 4 is know your competition. I have heard other folks say, I've listened to podcasts and they'll say things like, I never really worried about what my competition was doing. I only focused on what we were doing. I actually think that's a mistake. Me personally, I had a very good handle on what all my competition was doing. So I knew what they were posting on Facebook. I knew what their billboards looked like. I knew what their uniforms looked like. I knew what their vans looked like. I knew in some cases what they were charging for certain things, because if I lost a job, I would ask the customer, hey, if you don't mind me asking, what did the other company quote? Maybe I'm off on my pricing here. Or even if I won the job, hey, can you tell me what the other company was charging you to do this job? I'm just being curious, right? Just constantly asking questions like that. And that obviously opens the door for a homeowner to maybe not be completely honest with you, but most of my customers would usually just tell me. They'd say, oh, well, they were actually a little cheaper than you, but I liked the way you did this or that. Or, yeah, they were really crazy with that price and I don't know what they're thinking. But if you're not keeping a good eye on things like that, I remember one of my employees one time said, hey, so-and-so company is down here at the gas station with us. I noticed they got new uniforms, that they changed their colors. And I said, well, if you can, without being weird, send me a picture of it. I'd love to see what their uniforms are looking like. I think knowing that stuff, go to their website. What's their website look like? Is it better than mine? I want to know that stuff. I want to make sure that I am one-upping them in every area that I can. Not just uniforms, not just marketing and pricing, every single area of the customer experience. I want to be the best in my area at what I do. And that leads right into number 5. I think the best way to grow a business, a service-based business, whether it's heating and air or anything else, and that is if you are constantly one-upping your competition, you need to get to a place where you are dominating your market with simplicity. And what I mean by simplicity is, yes, you're amazing, but you need your employees to be amazing as well. I remember when I would have staff meetings with my employees, we called it the big 3. And it's because I had 3 things, and I'm not going to tell you what they are, at least not in this video, because I don't think they're necessarily very important. You need to know what your big 3 are. What are the 3 things that you want your employees to almost memorize? I could literally call one of my employees right now, even though I've sold my company, and ask him what the big 3 are, and he could recite them to me because I would say them in almost every single staff meeting. They were simple, but they were the 3 things that we were going to be the best at in our area. And those 3 things correlated to growing our company. Dominate your market with simplicity. And if you are the best in your area at all of these things we're talking about, you're going to grow. You have no choice but to grow. The last year I was in business before I sold my business, we literally turned away more work than we took. My last year and a half, and I'm not making this up, my own employees might even see this video and they could debunk this if it's not true, but literally the last year and a half to 2 years that we were in business, if they weren't already a part of our program that we had a discount program where we would do certain services for them annually and provide discounts every time they would call us. So if they weren't a part of that program or in our county that we're located in, so we actually serviced a much larger area than the county that my business was located in. But if they weren't in that county or a part of our club, our VIP club is what we called it, then we would just not take that work. The phone was just ringing way too much. And the reason is we were dominating our market. That phone, even since we've sold the business, and that phone now rings to the company that bought my old business. I've got a good relationship with them. They're a great company. That phone number continues to send business their way. It continues to ring even today because we dominated our market in every way. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Did I miss something? Is there something that you think is important to growing a small business? I'd love to hear about that. If you are a small business owner and you want to grow your business, I do something on our website, newhvacguide.com. You can scroll all the way to the bottom and click on the growth groups. And we offer mastermind growth groups where it's not me talking to you. I'm not some business guru or coach. Our groups are where you can rub elbows with other business owners that are fighting the same fight you are and meet with them regularly to cover things that are working and not working. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.